In this video, we're going to be looking at integers and absolute values. So please go ahead and turn to 3.1, Integers and Absolute Value Notes. We'll begin with our essential question. What are integers and absolute value? So we'll first begin by giving a definition to integers. Integers are negative and positive whole numbers and will include 0. So we'll have negative numbers, positive numbers, and 0. Let's look at an example of how we can think about negative numbers and how we can plot them on a number line. So the table shows the low temperatures in degrees Celsius for 5 days. Which day had the lowest temperature? So first let's plot all 5 days on our number line, and then we'll see which one's the lowest. So to do that, I'll put 0 in the middle, and I'm going to count to 8 going in both directions. So when I'm going to the right of 0, I'm going to use my positive numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then when I'm going to the left, I'll use my negative numbers. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, and negative 8. So our positive numbers go to the right of the 0, and our negative numbers go to the left of the 0. This is an 8. So now what we can do is label each number with the day that corresponds to it. So on Monday we had 8 degrees, so we'll go to a positive 8 down here, and this is our Monday. Tuesday, we had negative 4 degrees, so at negative 4, I'll put Tuesday. Wednesday, we had negative 1 degrees, so at negative 1, I'll put Wednesday. Thursday, we had negative 8 degrees, so at negative 8, I'll put Thursday. And then last, we had Friday at 6 degrees Celsius, so I will put Friday at the positive 6. Now, which one is the lowest temperature? Well, the lowest will be whichever one's furthest to the left, because these numbers, the negative numbers, are lower than our positive numbers. And negative 8 is lower than, say, negative 1. So which number is the lowest? Well, negative 8 is the lowest. And what day went with negative 8? Thursday. So there's the answer to our question. Now let's order our negative numbers, our integers, from least to greatest. So we're going to order the integers from least to greatest. To do that, we'll start with the largest looking negative number. So we'll start with negative 10. This is the least number, the smallest number. Because negative numbers are always smaller as we go further left. So we'll have negative 10, and then after that will be negative 5. So we did negative 10, we did negative 5. Then after negative 5 will be negative 2. And now, now that we're done with our negatives, we'll start counting upwards using our positives. So after negative 2, we'd have 7. 7 comes after negative 2, and then we'll end it with 9. So let's try number 3. Which number will we start with first? 0, negative 25, 45, negative 50, or 30? Well, our largest looking negative number will come first. That'll be negative 50, even though this is really the smallest number because it's furthest to the left on our number line. Then we'll have negative 25. And then we'll have 0. And 0 for counting up. We'll have 30. And we'll end with 45. So absolute value, when we think of absolute value, we want to think of it as a distance that you're traveling. So absolute value is a distance between 0 and a number, a distance between 0 and a number on the number line. We'll see this as our notation, the absolute value of x, and this reads the absolute value of x. So these straight bars right here are our absolute value symbol. And another note is distance is always positive. So when we look at this, we read it as the absolute value of 2 equals 2. The distance from 0 to 2 is 2 steps. It would take me 2 steps to get to 2. And the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. Well, why are they the same? What's that idea of distance? So why are they the same? Well, they're the same because they are the same distance from 0. So if I write in my 2 and my negative 2 on my number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0 always starting in the middle, and I went up 3 to the right. So if I'm going to the left, I'll start with negative 1 and go to the left. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So when we're looking at the absolute value, we can say the distance from 0 to 2, that's the absolute value of 2. The distance from 0 to 2 would be 1, 2. So right here we see the absolute value of 2 is equal to 2. And if I'm going backwards, if I'm starting at 0 and I go 1, 2, even though I'm going in the negative direction, how many steps did I take, or how many jumps did I make? 1, 2. So the absolute value of negative 2 is still equal to 2. Okay, let's go ahead and flip to the back side of this page and look at some examples. Okay, I want to do 3 of these with you, and then you'll do the rest. We'll do 4, 5, and 8 together. Let's do 4, 6, and 8. 4, 6, and 8. So we'll do the absolute value of negative 10 will be 10. How many steps does it take to get from 0 to negative 10? Well, it's going to take us 10 steps to get from 0 to negative 10. And number 6 is a little tricky because where is the negative located? Well, this negative is on the outside of the absolute value symbol. So we know that the absolute value of 4, that's this part right here, this is 4, but then I'm going to bring this negative that's on the outside, I'm going to bring that straight down. So this negative right here will come down, and we end up with our final answer being negative 4. So even though we see that we know the absolute value makes is the distance from 0, so it's 4 steps to 0, but with that negative on the outside of the absolute value, we're just going to bring that straight down. Okay, let's look at number 8. The absolute value of 18 is 18. We'll bring this minus sign straight down. And the absolute value of negative 10 is 10. Now we're able to solve this problem. And we do 18 minus 10 is 8. So right now I'd like you to go ahead, pause here, and try 5, 9, and 10 on your own. And that will be it for this video. So hopefully you paused and tried 5, 7, 9, and 10 on your own. Let's go ahead and look at them. I'm going to go kind of fast through these. 5, the absolute value of 12 would be 12. It's a distance of 12 steps from 0 to 12. 7, with my negative on the outside, I will take the absolute value of negative 15. That's 15. But then this negative right here comes straight down, so that's a negative 15. Now number 9, we'll do our absolute values first. The absolute value of negative 11 is 11. Bring down this minus symbol, and then the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. And we get 11 minus 6 is 5. The same for number 10. We'll do our absolute values first, and then we'll use our order of operations. So absolute value of negative 24 is positive 24. We'll bring down our division. The 4 is just hanging out by itself. We'll bring down our multiplication. Remember, I'm going to use dot multiplication. And then we're going to bring down our absolute value of 3 is 3. And since it's division and multiplication, we'll go left to right. 24 divided by 4 is 6 times 3. And then we'll finish up and we get 18. And that's how we will begin our discussion about integers and looking at absolute values. Thank you.